Good morning. This is Pastor Blake coming to you from Faith Community Church Sanctuary. I'm going to take a break from a devotional on the Psalms, but if you're tracking along, you should be on Psalm 13 today, Psalm 13, 14, 15, 16. And I'll come back to the Psalms on Monday. We'll pick up there. But I want to just remind you of something I said in that initial video that I sent out a few days ago. I'm talking about, let's just remind ourselves of the basics, the A.B.Cs. Number one, the A is alone with God. So read your Psalms, pray, and find a way to fast each day. Fast a meal or fast from some kind of media. But let's spend time being alone with God. Number two is let's band with a few. There's some people that I encourage you to stay in contact with on a regular basis and at least once a week. With 2 or 3 or 4 others to connect, maybe by a conference call, maybe in person. I was able to do it in person on a prayer walk today with my band. But the key here is that you're asking each other kind of a real question. How is it with your soul? Not just fine or I'm doing okay, but how are you doing spiritually? How can I be praying for you? And then pray for one another. And then the C is that we care for others, not just our band, but the larger faith family as well as beyond our faith family. And there's 2 parts to this C, caring for others. Reaching out to them, reaching out, saying how can we help, and actually doing something for them if we're able, and reaching up to God for them. In other words, interceding or praying for them. Now, some of you have asked, okay, I want to do one of these prayer walks. I've heard you talk about these prayer walks. And by the way, I've been prayer walking around the hospital, and every time the last few days, I've run into other people from the church. So God bless you. God is doing something. But people say, how do you do a prayer walk? How do you pray? Or how do you reach up to God for others? And so there's a lot of ways you can do it, but just one simple way. I use this acrostic, bless. I pray for their body. At the hospital, I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for protection for doctors and nurses. I'm praying for their labor. I'm praying for them to be effective in how they treat patients. But when I'm praying in my neighborhood for labor, I'm praying that the people's jobs, their businesses, their sources of income would not dry up. E, I'm praying for their emotions. Right now, I'm praying really for people to be at peace. S, I'm praying for their social relationships. At a time of social distancing and isolations, is praying that people would have that need met within their families through email. Some elderly people or people that in some other way are feeling isolated. How, God, will you meet that need? And finally, I'm praying ultimately for their spiritual wholeness, for them to come to faith or them to return to their commitment to Jesus. So I invite you if you haven't started practicing the ABCs, to do that and to participate in a prayer walk. Even if you can't go outside of your house, you can do it in your mind. You can pray for your neighborhood. You can pray for our city. Pray God's blessing upon them. Thank you and God bless you.